What's my name? It's the Swamp Man. How you guys doing today? It's Chris here. We're playing on logs for you. We're playing Chimps mode. It's pretty easy mode. Pretty easy map. So we shouldn't have too many. Well, it's not easy mode. It's hard mode. It's an easy map, which makes it an easy game for us. It's not going to be a big deal at all. There's a lot of ways to play this one. To be honest, I actually like the water on this one. I like using the submarine. So we're going to start with the submarine. We're actually going to wait on getting any upgrades to this guy though, because he's actually really good as a tower in here. If you guys don't know, the sub got buffed sort of recently. So now every single dart is going to pop 2 balloons instead of 1. Or rather, is it 3 now? Is it 3 balloons instead of 1? I think it's just 2 though. Let's check it out, man. We get to do a BTD science here. 1, 2. Okay, so it is 2 balloons per shot, which isn't that bad, guys. I mean, we're already shooting pretty fast, and we're seeking, and now we're popping 2 balloons per shot. Like a 0-0 submarine is nothing to mess around with. In fact, it's actually one of the better starting towers in the game if you can use it properly. But the reason why we're allowed to wait it out is just because this map is so gosh darn long. It is by far the longest map in the game right now, and the nice thing about it is it's so fluidly long. Like a lot of square boxes, a lot of nice room right here to put a lot of freaking towers, man. So overall, it's going to be a pretty easy walkthrough for us. So what does that mean? It means we're going to be doing some story time. As usual, guys, I'm a pretty big fan of stories. I feel like you guys like the stories. I feel like Chimps mode, this is like the perfect time for me to tell some stories. I really don't need to talk too much about my, you know, my strategy in the game, I suppose. Most of it can actually be, done pretty easally, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually pop Gwendolyn. This is sort of a weird spot, by the way. We're going to put Gwendolyn here, but it's for a reason. Bear with me, okay? We're putting it here because we want it to be able to hit both sides, of course, here and here, here and here eventually, right? We want him to be able to chase. Keep in mind that once she gets a little bit more range, as she goes up level, she's going to get more range too. So eventually she's going to be able to reach over here, no problem. But she's actually not going to be even that important to my strategy here. Believe it or not, we're going to actually focus on getting one of these bad boys up to the highest level that you can get. We're going to go for the Inferno Ring. So, we gotta keep in mind that we're gonna have to combine a bunch of sort of random towers in here to get started, though. What I'm gonna do is we're gonna do a ninja. Pretty big fan of a ninja. We're gonna go for a ninja here. We're gonna go for the tack shooter pretty soon as well. We're gonna pop this guy sort of in the middle right here. Just make sure you're doing as much damage as you possibly can, I suppose. We're actually gonna pop him just a little bit lower, actually. Just a little bit, just a wee bit lower. Right there. I'm really hoping to get a monkey village in here, and basically all I really need to do is make sure that my monkey village is in range of this tack shooter right here. We may even do a double monkey village strategy, just to support this guy right here. That's how insane I am about this thing. In addition to that, though, we are going to go for a twin guns, airburst starting, advanced intel submarine right here. He's going to be my, like, base popping power for a large part of the game right here. So, sort of kind of an off-the-wall strategy, but like a different strategy than usual. As you guys probably know, I really like to make things interesting for you guys. I like to make the game fun for you, show some off-the-wall strategies every once in a while, at least when possible. You know, change the meta around and just use some cool towers that we don't always use. So the submarine's one of those that, yeah, I mean, on around 100, it's not going to do a ton of damage here, but for the first 40, 50, 60 rounds, it's going to help out a lot, and it's going to allow us to be able to afford the really high-tier, expensive stuff whenever we want to. So actually, I've got 2 stories for you guys today, kind of. They sort of interact with each other a little bit, but it goes back into Chris's olden days. If you guys don't know, I'm a biologist, or at least I've gotten my degree in biology. I don't know if that makes you a biologist. I don't really think it does. I would consider myself a YouTuber, because I make YouTube videos basically for a living, but I don't know if I could consider myself exactly a biologist. But anyways, growing up, I used to be a really big fan of animals, just in general. One of the things that I used to do is I used to catch butterflies in my backyard. I used to just like look for cool-looking insects. I would look under rocks and look under logs and just see what kind of cool things were underneath there. Catching beetles. I remember finding like the biggest, blackest cricket that I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, I know, biggest, blackest cricket. That sounds like something else. I'm just gonna throw that out there right there. But it really was. It was the biggest, juiciest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I say juiciest because, well, I didn't kill it, but if I did, it would be, oh my god, so juicy. So juicy. So here we go. We're gonna get the monkey village going. Monkey village. See if we can put it in the middle here like I want to. Do we get 2? Do we get 2? Come on. Are you kidding me, man? Really? Really? Alright, that sucks a little bit, but it's not the end of the world here, guys. So what we're going to allow ourselves to do now is going to get a double monkey village on the bottom here. Right, this is sort of weird, isn't it? It just looks like the goofiest thing in the entire world. Because they're probably like, what the heck is Chris doing right here? A double monkey village strategy? A what? So, keep in mind, for cam detection, yeah, a 0-0 ninja cannot handle these balloons, but guess what? An Airburst Darts ninja combo can. Because he's got the advanced intel, he can see those camo balloons over here, which makes things just so much easier for us. Now what I'm going to do is I'm at the very least, going to get the Hot Shots upgrade here, and then we're going to go for the long range and super range tax right here. In addition to that, we are going to go for an Alchemist over here in range of both the Ninja and the Tack Shooter. And we're going to get him up to 4th tier pretty soon up in here, but you got to keep in mind we do need some Moab popping power in here. Yes, the submarine is good, and yes, we want to get him upgraded a little bit further or something like that. But for now, we definitely just want to get a 4th tier ninja with Seeking Shuriken, and if we alchemize him, he is going to be the powerhouse that we need for the rest of the game. He's really going to allow us to get what we need to very, very quickly over here. Now, these 2 monkey villages may seem like a waste of money for now, and indeed, for now, they are. Again, because this is an easy map, getting positions going is not too bad. Now what I can do is I can decide how I want to put these guys in orientation to each other, or decide who wants to get the camo detection, or whatever the heck I want to do. So, let's do it like this. Let's at least get the 4th tier ninja here for round 40, and then we're going to start getting ready for our top path 4th tier alchemist fairly quickly in the game, I might add. But all we're going to do is we're going to power up this guy and this guy. These 2 guys together are surprisingly powerful. Do not underestimate them, my friends. They can do a lot. Now, the Alchemist actually is not going to do that much power once we get this guy up to 5th tier, actually. He's not going to do much for it because he shoots so fast. It just doesn't matter, you know? But for now, it is going to matter because he shoots at a pretty reasonable pace. And we're talking stronger stimulant pretty soon, but it looks like the ninja's just getting powered up so much it doesn't matter. We don't even need to throw the power up on this guy, dude. Don't even need to. Yeah. Alright. $300 more, come on, $100. There we go. Alright, so it's story time, guys. Let's talk about it. As I was telling you guys, I sort of, I liked catching animals. That was my thing. I liked catching things. I liked looking at things. So I used to go to the ponds a lot around my houses. That was my big thing. I don't even know how often I would go, but I would go a lot. And I would go to a lot of the same ponds by my house. And all I'd try and do is I'd try and catch frogs, or turtles, or fish, or whatever the heck I could catch over there. I just thought that catching things was super duper fun and cool. I don't know, I felt like a real life Pokemon hunter, I guess. I don't know, maybe that's just how it works for me. Here we go, we're going Ring of Fire already. And then I'm going to get the cam detection on this guy just so I don't forget. Just going to go for here, going to go 1, and getting the money flowing in here, 2. There we go, we got cam detection on this guy now. Now camo balloons will not be an issue for the rest of the game. But basically now, what you're realizing is that our defense is actually really freaking good. We can defend probably till round 80, like no problem, with these few loadout of towers right here. Just these little babies right here. And then in addition to that, I guess I will go for... Oh god, I don't even know. I guess we'll go for the top path right here. We're going to get the primary training on this guy, just so we know that this guy is going to be extra specially powerful. He's got more range, he's got more speed, he's got more pierce, he's got everything covered. Plus, when you get the Alchemist on top of him, you can see how much it can actually help us out right here. But now you're thinking, well, I mean, we've got the money flowing in right now, but how long do you want the money to flow in for, Chris? A long time. Because this guy's going to cost a whopping $54,000. Now, for a noob kick, I wouldn't recommend this, alright? I would not recommend you do this strategy. It's probably going to be a little bit difficult to pull off. But for you, you somewhat veterans out there, or you regular players out there, you could probably pull this off pretty easily. In fact, if you just copy my strategy exactly, well, it's going to work. That's the nice thing about it. Very little micro even required here, by the way. This guy's our Moab Pop Power, this guy's the cleanup, and of course this guy and this guy and this guy just sort of support. You know, they're just doing something over here. Now you might be wondering, why do I have this extra monkey village over here? Is that even required? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up getting an MIB for later on, and I just want to make sure that no matter what, I've got the types of popping power that I need. So I'm going to end up going for an MIB later if I need it. If not, I wasted $1,295, which isn't too bad. So, pretty much, I wouldn't just say, I would probably say at least a couple times a week, I'd go out to the ponds, at least during summer, you know? I got my 3 months off for summer, I would go out to the ponds, and I'd just catch frogs. Well, there was one time that it got really weird, because I used to catch frogs all the time, you know? I wouldn't say that I was an expert at catching them or anything like that, but when I'd go, I'd usually catch something. I rarely would go and catch nothing. If you guys are wondering, it was always catch and release. I'd catch it, I would look at it, I might touch it, I would always release it eventually. I wouldn't mind getting dirty, getting muddy and everything. My parents just made sure that I cleaned off when I got home. In fact, by the way, when I say I was doing this was before I was 12 years old, because I moved when I was 12 years old, and I stopped going to the ponds after I went to the new house. So, there's no cool ponds around my, well, I didn't stop exactly, but I didn't actually go out with my net or anything anymore. So that's at least a little bit different than here. But by the way, check it out, we got 25 grand right now. It's round 60. Now, this is the first BFB. Alright? Check out our popping power, though. Look at the Ninja, look at Gwendolyn, and then look at this Ring of Fire, and look at the cleanup action that we're going to do with this thing. Whoa. That's a good amount of damage on them Bloons right there, Chris. Heck yeah, this guy is not to be underestimated. Even if you don't go for the 5th tier, Inferno Ring, this guy's just good, man. I would actually use him in more of my games. For only a few $1,000s, remember, like 5 grand for this guy. Not bad at all. And of course, I am supporting him with an Alchemist and this thing, which can, you know, play into the money amounts and stuff, but he's really freaking good. Obviously, he's not as great against the reinforced Bloons and the reinforced Bobs and everything, but still not a bad asset to your team. So anyways, I was around, and this is round 63, by the way. Check out round 63. We're annihilating these ceramics. So I was less than 12 years old. You know, I used to do it when I was 9, 10, 11, I don't even know exactly when I started, but my parents, I was surprised, they used to just let me kind of wander. They used to let me go wherever. The rule was that I wasn't allowed to cross the street. I wasn't allowed to cross any of the big streets. I could go across any normal streets, but I could never cross the big streets. So where I used to go, when I say I'd go to the ponds, it would be like the ponds behind a bunch of random people's houses. I'm honestly surprised I didn't get, like, abducted or something weird like that. But I never did. Luckily. I almost never had people even talk to me or anything like that. A couple times I had a couple of kids around my age come out and like try and hang out with me or ask me what I was catching and stuff like that, but other than that, it was just, it was my own solo time. It makes me kind of realize in my life now, like, why I like my own personal time. That's why I like to go out in nature and just like to go on the walks and stuff like that. I don't mind just sitting in my own brain and just talking to myself, basically. I know that sounds a little weird to some people, because a lot of people these days, they like need some entertainment through their phone or whatever, but I really don't mind getting my my own personal time, where I just kind of talk to myself and think about things. Sometimes you can think about even like deep weirdo things that you normally not think about, just because you have so much extra time on your hands. So anyways, I used to catch things. A couple times, I caught a lot of frogs. I caught a couple turtles. That was a rarity, though. The turtles were very, very hard to catch. They were smart. You could tell, man, the turtles were the smartest ones out of all. The frogs would still jump and everything, but I feel like they didn't have as good of, like, hearing or something. I don't know. Turtles were always watching, man. They were always watching. They would just stick their head out of the water, and then they'd go back under. You could never see them once they go into the water. Those smart frickin' turtles, man. Oh, baby. Oh, baby, they were smart. But I did find 2 times, actually, where I found a big turtle giving birth or laying eggs. That was really cool. 2 times in my life, by the way. The first time, I thought it was, actually, I think I might even have a picture of one of the times. I believe, I don't know, maybe I didn't have my phone yet. No, I don't think I have a picture of it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever both of the times. But basically, all they do is they dig a little hole. If you guys don't know, they just dig a little hole, like, kind of outside of the dirt. Sort of like if you imagine, like a sea turtle. They just dig a little hole outside the dirt, they bury the eggs in it, and boom. Little turtles come popping out in a couple weeks or a couple months or whatever. I don't even know how long it takes, but they come popping out in just a little bit. It was pretty cool. But the weird thing about the turtles, by the way, is they go in some sort of weird trance. I don't even know how to explain it, man. They go into a weird trance where, like, literally, you could do whatever you want to the turtle, it will not move. You could, like, chop its head off and it wouldn't move. I don't know. Obviously, I didn't do that. I'm not a jerk. I think it's cool that it was laying eggs. I think it was cool that it was going to have little baby turtles at the pond, alright? But I thought it was cool, man. So, anyways, what you're realizing about our game right now is we've got $44,000 saved up. We can do a lot with that. We can do a lot of weird stuff, get a lot of 3rd and 4th tier towers in here. But we're talking big, man. We're going for the Inferno Ring. Sometimes you gotta spend big money to make a good defense. And, you know, like I said, for today's video, this is gonna be absolutely perfect for you guys to defend on logs here. but it is making the game last a little bit longer, I suppose, that, like, we're barely popping the balloons in some situations. But at the same time, they're getting popped, like, over here. We still have all of over here and all of over here, and maybe even by the time they get over here, we can still hit with, technically, the submarine hitting stuff with the Monkey Village's range and such. So we still have at least a reasonable amount of time to pop these guys over here. So it's not even getting that close. Not at all. I'm like a smidge worried about level 76 here. I believe that our Ring of Fire can take them all down, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use the Keg Blast just to be safe on it. You know, if I just got a good Molotov cocktail on it or something, I think we'd easily take it down anyways. Or even do nothing, I think we could take it down. But I'd rather just Keg Blast it and just be safe about it. I think that's the smart thing to do, right? Let's be safe, not be stupid. So around 76, we're going to watch out for, and we're just going to Keg Blast it. But continuing on, one of the coolest things that I really like to catch was tadpoles. That was one of my favorite things to catch and find and have around wherever. I loved tadpoles. I think they were the coolest things ever. But they were very, very difficult to find. And very difficult to catch as well. They wouldn't really hang around in a spot where you could see them very easily. They were already... Here we go, right, Keg Blast. They were like brown and hard to see. And again, they weren't very common, so you weren't going to see them all over the place. So, I thought tadpoles were the coolest thing ever. One time, though, this is the interesting thing here. I still swear by this thing. I'm not sure if this actually happened, but I'm like 99% sure that it did happen. I don't know if I'm discovering a new species or what the heck's going on here, but I can swear to you guys. If you guys don't know, the way it normally goes down is that if you catch, a frog is going to lay eggs, and those eggs are going to eventually turn into tadpoles, and like the frog usually leaves the eggs just somewhere. They don't usually protect them. Some frogs do. Some species like protect the eggs and stuff. Some even like put them on their backs and stuff like that. Like they're weird. But for me, at least around where I live, almost all the frogs, they just lay the eggs, they leave them there, and they just kind of turn into tadpoles eventually. That's just how it goes down. In fact, I have caught tadpole eggs before. I thought it was really freaking cool, by the way, that I've caught those tadpole eggs, and they eventually did hatch into tadpoles, and I raised them up. If you guys want to see some of the videos, I actually have it on my Super Science channel if you're all at all interested. But tadpoles are the coolest thing ever. Anyways, this one time, I caught a bullfrog. So I could catch bullfrogs every once in a while, or at least it was like a pretty reasonably big frog. I don't know, man. I would say it's like 4 inches from like head to tail, 3 inches from head to tail maybe, not including like legs or anything like that. Like it's a pretty sizable frog. Like it would try to eat my thumb basically. It'd stick that's like how big its mouth was, you know. It could like eat my thumb if it wanted to. So like try to eat it, I guess. If that makes sense. I don't know if that's a good explanation, but that's the best way I could say it, man. He could fit my thumb in his mouth, or a big grasshopper in his mouth. Okay, how about that? So we go. Here's a Oh My God, by the way, against our Inferno Ring. Woo! Yeah, son, we're taking that thing down. What? Are you kidding me? Holy crapola, dude, that's pretty freaking awesome right there. All right, I'll take that any day of the week. All right. So what do we want to do in combination with this guy? Well, we've already got a good amount of pop power and a pretty good amount of balloon popping power as well. Well, let's make it even better, man. I'm feeling either an Icicle Impale or an Archmage, or maybe both. I mean, what are you guys feeling today? I feel like the best thing for me to start off with is probably the Icicle Impale, because I've already got the first primary Monkey Village over here. So if we go for this guy, the Icicle Impale, it's 32 grand. We can put him on strong real quick. He's going to do a great job popping the heck out of these guys, alright? The heck out of these guys. So we're going to also go for a bigger radius on this guy. We're going to go for the Jungle Drums again. And then we're going to get this guy ready to do a Monkey Intelligence Bureau, or an MIB, to be able to pop all types of balloons. And that's going to allow this guy to, instead of being a lead popping power, to enhance freeze and deep freeze, which basically just does more damage to everything, alright? Just helps us out in the long run. And we're going to go for the Icicle Impale, and that's going to keep everything in range of the Infernal... I'm going to call it the Infernal Ring. I don't know why. It's the Inferno Ring. Not Infernal. Inferno. That should be like somebody's name. It's like Ferno versus Fernand. Fernando. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know. So I used to catch tadpoles all the time. Well, this one frog I caught, and I got it in my net, and I was like looking at it and everything, and I can swear to you, man, there was nothing else in that net, okay? Nothing else in that net. And then, a little bit later, there was tadpoles in it, okay? Now, to me, that sounds like that frog just gave live birth to frickin' tadpoles, dude. All right. Now, I can't be confident. All right, I can't be 100% sure about that. But I still believe it, okay? That is my experience as a kid. And I've never seen that before. I've never even read about that before. Maybe you guys can tell me about a frog that lives in Illinois that can give live birth. Or maybe you can say that's impossible, Chris, that can't happen. I don't know. I really don't know. But I thought it was really, really cool that I saw that happen. And anyways, those were the one time that I brought the tadpoles home and I raised them up into frogs. And that was really cool, man. I loved it. Now, another story, though, it's not quite as happy, all right? I remember though that I didn't bring anything to bring the tadpoles home in. So actually, I'd like found some garbage at the pond to put them in. Actually, that's an interesting tidbit of information. It was a little styrofoam like old worm box or something to put the tadpoles in to walk it home. And it takes me like almost 15-20 minutes to walk home from that spot. So it was just kind of intriguing to see that happen. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna pop in another alchemist in here. I'm actually gonna pop in two actually. I'm gonna go one here. I'm going to go one here. This one's going to be a fourth here, and just powering up our ninja or our Gwendolyn or whatever. As long as he's powering things up, I'm going to be happy here. But I didn't want to suck away the alchemist power-up from my Inferno Ring, basically. I was hoping that this guy would also help power up either the Inferno Ring or the ninja or Gwendolyn, or even, I don't even care, man, if you're going to power up the sub. Just power some stuff up, dude. That's all I'm about. So we go around 90 right now, so you can check this out. Woo! Now that is some extreme power right there. Doesn't matter what's getting in our way right here, we taking it down. So one weird thing about this ice tower is I'm not sure if it affects DDTs. I'm not sure if it damages the DDTs. It can slow it down because it can see them with the cam detection on this radar scanner. Because they don't have the MIB yet, I'm not sure if it can damage the DDTs. So all we're doing is we're just basically slowing down the DDTs, which is allowing my Inferno Ring and my other towers to damage them. And, I'm totally cool with that. Like, totally cool with that. Now, for this one, what we want to get for this other alchemist is we want to get a... Did I build it? I thought I built it. Did I build it? What the heck? Alright. We're going to get an unstable concoction, put them on strong. I like to get the larger potions just to get it. And we're going to start exploding all these balloons. And the nice thing is, because we're kind of grouping them together here, the explosion does even more damage to all the balloons, and it just ends up being chaos over here. So I'm going to tell a story sort of quick, but I remember my dad was like, he knew that I was really into tadpoles, and he was trying to like bond with me or something like that, and he took me over to this place where he knew there was a ton of tadpoles, because he knows like, there wasn't that many in the pond near my house. He's like, I've seen the tadpoles firsthand, so that's freaking cool, dude, let's go check it out. So my dad took me over to this tadpole place, and I remember it was kind of weird, because there was like no like plants around it, It was like literally just like a rando pond kind of in the middle of nowhere. The best way to put it. It's kind of weird. So one thing you're noticing is the DDTs, they were a little bit of a pain. So we're going to go for the MIB here. That's going to get the Icicle Impale here, the DDT pop power that we want. So that's always a good thing. With a little bit of extra money we got, we're going to follow up with one last little wizard friend right here. He's going to be a little bit more pop power, just pop a little bit quicker. Bam, bam. Take that thing down. And then with any extra money beyond that, actually, we're going to go for... some cannon action. We're gonna go for whatever we got, man. If we can get 2 or 3 of these things, I'm always cool with that. Maybe even 4. We'll see how much money we got. It's only around 97. We still got all the money from around 98, which is a surprising amount, I should add. Heck to the yeah. So my dad took me to this place, and we ended up catching 5 tadpoles, which I was super duper excited for. So we brought them home, we put them in a little aquarium looking thing. But what my dad did was, again, I'm like 12 years old, so I really don't know exactly what's going on here. But my dad ended up putting them in tap water, and what he told me was if the tadpoles ever start looking a little bit bad or off or something like that, make sure I tell him so we can fix it or whatever. So what happened was about, I don't know, an hour after we put them in, I tell him, I'm like, they're not looking too good right now. I don't know what's going on, but the tadpoles don't look very happy. And like 3 of them were like sort of like wonky, and like I think one of them was dead at that point. I'm not even really sure. Anyways, he comes over to me and he's like, oh yeah, all right. Looks like you might have killed them all. I was like, oh no, what happened? So we ended up putting them in like some aquarium water. And sadly, I think it was too late. The tap water had already basically killed them all. One of them ended up living for like an extra day or so, but he ended up dying a little bit later on. I was really, really upset with my life at that point, because it was the first time that I actually got like one of the first times I got like legit tadpoles that I was really excited for, and my dad sort of blamed me that they died. So I felt really, really bad about that. man. And, it's still one of those stories that even when you're a young kid, it just sort of makes you feel really, really bad. I do think it was a jerky thing for my dad to do at that point, But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So there we go. You can tell we're still struggling at least a little bit, actually, against this bad balloon right here. That's because, well, the Inferno Ring's really not good against bad balloon. The Icicle Impale's really not good against bad balloon. And the Wizard also doesn't do extra damage to the bad balloon. So all three of those things, man, are a little bit rough for us. But luckily, the balloons inside aren't going to be that painful here. We're going to be able to take those guys down and win this Chimps mode on the swamp. Yeah, son. But yeah, that was actually kind of a sad story, I know, to end it on here, but I do want to let you guys know that later in my life, like I said in my Super Science videos, I've actually raised up multiple hundreds of tadpoles. I've raised up multiple bullfrog tadpoles, a bunch of toad poles, by the way, which are little tiny little tadpoles in there, and even more than that, I've raised up some medium-sized toads or frogs that I just released last year, actually. A 031 bomb shooter. Okay. All right, I'll take it. I'll take it. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed my random ranting, my video, and the fun little stuff that we were doing right here, and you like the strategy, it's a little bit more of a unique one, I suppose. Still has, like, a lot of the main concepts. The Alchemists still got, Gwendolyn over here. I still like her as one of my main towers. But introducing the Inferno Ring, we're about to break 1,000,000 pops. Oh, there it is. Come on, break it, baby. Break it. There it is. 1,000,000 pops. Now, if we compare that, though, to, like, the Ninja, this guy's got, like, 300,000. And for the amount of money that we spent on him, really, if we got, like, 5 of these ninjas, that would probably be more effective than this thing. But will it actually? I don't know. I don't know. Because he's always doing the max popping power that he can do, but the Inferno Ring is not always doing the max popping power that he can do. Keep that in mind, too. The max popping power is sometimes something you have to keep in mind when crazy amounts of balloons come out or something like that. Like the Wizard's got about 100k, Gwendolyn's got almost 200, the Sub even has 70,000, which is not too bad at all. And surprisingly, the Alchemists and stuff have to... Oh, look at this guy, man! Whoa! 327,000 pops already? That's actually better than the Ninja. Woo! I mean, I know he's 5th tier and everything, but we got him way later on in the map. Way later on in the game. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, as per usual, please press the like button for me. I really do appreciate that, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, highly recommend it. We got some awesome videos. We got Chimps videos and a lot of guides, and of course a lot of fun stuff as well in combination with that. And last but not least, if you guys are enjoying the videos, make sure you don't forget to hit that little bell button to notify yourself when my new videos come out. Definitely appreciate that. And last but not least, of course,